Hey guys, welcome back to Flying in Space with Planethead. I just logged in. Looks like there are 16 people in system here in HTech PA29. I actually love the name PA29 just because I live in Pennsylvania, so it's easy for me to remember. I have a very bad short-term memory. So I actually have a bunch of stuff to kind of go through today, at least for the video, and then I'll probably play a decent amount later on for the first time in a while. So I had to actually write up some notes. This video, if I'm not mistaken, will probably be, today is Sunday the 29th. So it will probably post on Wednesday um, this week. I'm trying to post them every 2 days. It makes it a little bit easier, gives me a little bit of time but I also don't have to worry about filming because I found that I was wanting to play, but I really wasn't feeling like, hi, hello, she hears me talking. She hears me talking. Yes, she does. How you doing, buddy? Did you eat your breakfast? You didn't eat a whole lot yesterday, but you're eating today, so it makes me happy. All right. You good? All right. I'm sure she'll check in later on. Just gotta chew her butt right now. So, where was I? So, it's actually been a little bit easier, I think, because I can just play and record, and it gives me a little bit of time, and I'm going to get better at it once I get back from my trip. Ooh, gotta close that. Close window. Yes, thank you. So let's make sure this is recording. Okay, good. And I got my notes. So the other important thing here, uh-oh, gonna sneeze. There might be another one coming. The other one is at the end of the video. I'll talk about, as if you've watched my previous videos, I'm about to leave on Monday, actually Tuesday, for the World Series of Poker main event. And I will talk all about that at the end of the video. Some things that I've run into with that and my plans for that and videotaping, videoing, giving updates as far as that. Maybe if I'm able to play any Eve while I'm out there because it'll be a nice little distraction. But I'll put all that at the end. The only thing I will say is it dawned on me I have two FanFest t-shirts and my Eve hat. And there's a slight chance that while I'm there, there's like a 1% chance that I might actually be on TV. So I always wear this or my Eagles hat whenever I go play poker anyway, but I will probably be wearing those while I'm doing that. So if there's any chance whatsoever for me to promote the game, I definitely will. Even if I'm only in the tournament for a minute or two. So I'll talk all about that at the end. Reason why I want to jump into it today is I've got a lot of stuff to go through here. Let's so if you've watched the last couple videos, it was me getting out here to Venal to do some scouting, to maybe find some salvage that I can get to. And I really didn't think I was going to make it out here. I just kind of flew out here in the Kestrel that I was flying in. It took me like 3 days of dodging and part timing and that sort of thing. Then when I got out here, I realized the mistakes that I had made and also the positives that I'd run into. And for content and what may change the channel a little bit. First one, and this was actually brought up in the comments, I'd actually seen this about a couple hours beforehand of the last video, I think. And the ironic part was my entire goal was just to get out here. It wasn't to do anything other than just live a little bit. And the one system that I picked, HTech PA29, is actually the system that has a jump point, a jump gate to the pirate system, Zarzak. And one of you guys actually brought that up in the comments. Actually give you credit for it. Yeah, it was Ill-Trilled. Why YLA Trilled. Brought that up, aiming to go to Zarzek. I flew out here, got here, and I flew around a little bit and blew up a couple of little ships, and then was looking around and noticed that Zarzak was literally sitting there. So that might be a lot of interesting stuff going on there. Reason being, I know it's been out for a little while, but when I stopped playing um, about 6 months ago, before I came back, maybe it was a little bit longer than that, Zarzak, or that had actually been being promoted, and that was their big thing. And I don't know anything about what's going on with it or what to do with that. So I'm actually going to do a little bit of looking around right now. Well, actually, no, maybe I'll do that. I'm hoping to do a video tomorrow that I can then set to post for Friday. Let's make that my Zarzak video if I have the time to do it. Because today I'm just going to try to fly out here and probably die. Probably get blown up by a PvPer. But if not, we're going to fly to a system or two next door and maybe try to kill a rat or two, just to show you that it is possible to live out here in the junkiest of alpha ships that's out there. So, end of the video, talked about WSOP. Tomorrow's video, which we'll post on Friday, most likely, I'll try to schedule that out. That'll try to maybe go about Zarzak. And then two other mistakes that I made before I really get jumped out here is, number one, I flew out here without a full load of ammo, which is kind of dumb. Now I got to find ammo. I have enough to do my little excursion today. As you can see, the ammo that I have here, I actually picked up this from the rats that I killed the other day. Just a little bit and a little bit of salvage. So it is possible to do that. We're going to try that here in a little bit. But I have a very limited amount of ammo going on right now, so that is not helpful. The second thing, if you're ever really wanting to fly out to Nullsec, I used to do it a lot. Go out to the Great Wildlands, a lot of times in Stain, or in Syndicate, which I think is some of the most fun alpha content you can do, in my opinion. It's because you're constantly in fear of dying, but who cares? It's an alpha account. You want to do it with an exploration ship, because I have flown out here and I've set up my home base, my clone base here, so I will constantly be brought back to this station. But without a exploration ship, I can't find wormholes to maybe get back and bring my ill-gotten goods back. So at some point, I've got to get a exploration ship, and I may be able to purchase one out here, but if you watched the video the other day, there isn't a whole lot of purchasing in this area, and now it rings Y in this system because it's right next to Zarzak, so there might be some opportunities there as well. So that said, let's drink a little bit of coffee. Now we got 32 people in system, so since I booted up, like 13 more people have shown up. That's not good. That's not good at all. I did set up my undock on the station, so that's a good thing. So we're gonna try to, do I have everything there? So ammo, exploration, cool. Content, let's go try to get blown up. So my goal here is to get off the station and then to warp to a safe spot, double check the gates. Let's see here what systems are near me. Yeah, see, this is the one that I missed and dumb with. Zarzak, right there. I don't know if you can see that. I'll zoom in on it there. Didn't even know this until I got here, and so that will be fairly interesting. But we don't want to go there just yet. So yesterday, I think I went straight to 1 tech Y6KI. So we're going to try to get to there. We got 2 stations in the system. Let's check out, before we get out of here, let's see, has anybody been dying recently? Ships destroyed. the last hour. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Destroyed. One ship destroyed in the last hour in the current system island. So that's not terrible. It's not terrible. And I bet you there's people that are watching that Zarzak gate and not carrying the station that I'm in. So so we want to go to 1 TAC Y if we can. Now remember those undocked save spots that I made. I'm going to try to use one of those to get off here. So we're going to go undock. And it should be right over here, my list of save spots, hopefully. Undock 2, warp.
Warp drive.
Nobody
active.
close. Cool. So we got our undock off. I'll have to reset those since you guys have seen my video that I'm 355 kilometers straight off the thing. I'm joking. Warp within 100. Okay, so we've got an Algos. Is 300 kilometers on, so he's probably warping into the station. I'm going to go to the main save spot here. Pull up the D-scan. There's that Algos. We've got a Punisher out there. Another Punisher. Another Punisher. So it looks like maybe a fleet of Punishers for some reason. Okay. Let's lower this down. Nothing within 1 AU. Got a Daredevil that's out here. Okay, so let's keep that going. Now, it was 1 TAC Y that we were looking for, right? Now, the question is, I don't see any warp bubbles here. Is somebody on that gate?
Warp drive active.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No, shoot. Space. Ah, I didn't mean to warp. I was trying to align to it, not warp to it. Okay, we might be in trouble. Okay. Hopefully somebody isn't just sitting here. Okay, nobody's on this gate. Let's just jump through it. We just screwed up bad. Jump. Or I just screwed up bad. You guys didn't do anything wrong. Wow, that was bad. I need more coffee. Whew. Okay, so we got 3 people in the system. Got a Dragoon. It's 12 kilometers off. I don't like that. Okay, so he just warped away. Good. I don't have any save locations in here. Okay, cool. That could have been really, really bad. That was really dumb of me. So I'm going to warp back to the safe spot. There we go.
Warp drive
Before these guys start shooting at me. We got one other guy in system here. How large is this system? It's a fairly decently sized system. I could look that up, but I'm not going to bother right now. I just know in general. Got one guy in system here. He's in an Algos. Okay. And the question is, see, I'm looking for a system that doesn't have anybody in it. Waiting for a couple of minutes here just to see if he... Well, see, that could also be a ship that's on a station. Because there's an Abyss sitting out here too. Alright. Trying to get a little bit of time. Good. Let's go ahead and... What's our next system? Over. Let's get that D-scan going. We're going to pop it down to 1. That way it just will show up with combat probes if somebody is coming at me. What's the next one over here? We got 9 TAC 2 or YP. Things to do here, and I haven't gotten them down yet, is check how many jumps are going through each one of these. Move this over just so I can keep my D-scan going. Okay. So somebody did die there, but nobody did die here. So YP. Or this one has a lot of entries and exits. Let's go check out YP maybe. How far away is that? Gate for YP is 42 away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp. Let's set up another save spot. Warp 100 away.
Warp drive active.
That's going to be for YP. J33. Oops. I hit my save too early. So I need to delete that. Wow, I am not with it right now. I'm going to warp back to our save spot.
Warp drive active.
Delete out that one that I messed up on. Remove location, yes. And then edit location, safe, YP, tech, J33. Okay. Okay. So what I did was I warped to the gate at 100 out from a different angle from my original save spot, then set up a save spot that was near it. You've seen me do this in the last couple of videos a little, but I always like to explain if somebody's the first time they're watching. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp back to, then I warp back to my original save spot,
active.
just to be safe, because we've still got one guy in system. Don't know, he could just be sitting out here in his player-controlled station here, the Zathanor, but he could just be getting his stuff together. Come shoot me. Let's do a D-scan. Now I'm warping to that save spot that I created to get within 14.3 AU. Make sure I don't see anybody there. Let's bump the range up here. Cool, cool, cool. Let's go ahead and try to jump through YP.
Warp drive active.
I have an audience behind me. She's just sitting there with her ears up. I think she just loves watching me play this. She just wants attention. All right, where are we at there? Okay, cool. Nobody in system. Let's do our first things first. Planet. I'm going to create a save spot.
Warp drive
Control
active.
B. Safe. And that was for one tech. Y. There we go. So we've got a save spot already made, which is good. Now the second thing I'm going to try to do here, I'm going to try to do what I did the other day. This is going to sound weird, but I'm actually looking through asteroid belts. Since this ship is not really made to do what I need it to do, I just want to blow up a few things and try a few things out. I have very limited ammo until I get something better out here. So I actually want to find a battleship in an asteroid belt that has an escort of one or two fighters, because we got Tina Princess in its system. So go ahead and pull this up here. Get moving. The whole idea with it is, I did this the other day, the battleship's too large to actually hit this kestrel, if I'm being correct with it. I can use the transversal to get around it. I was actually able to blow up the fighter cover that it had. Not fighter, it had the frigate coverage that he had. So I was able to actually blow up two ships there. That's where you saw the junk that I got the other day. The nice thing about killing things in asteroid belts is they have 100% loot drop. So now where are you sitting here? So while one smart thing to do is to, I'm going to keep this up on the screen, but on the side screen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up Z Killboard. And there we go. Then I am going to type in Tina Princess. I want to see, does Tina Princess go and try to shoot people? Tina Princess, character. So Tina is 79% dangerous. She's got 554 ships destroyed versus 121 lost. So she knows what she's doing. So I need to be very careful at this point, just to show you what I got here. There you go. See kill board. Very good to always check that sort of thing out. Now she did just leave. Nice. Nice. Okay, so we're going to try to, while we've got the time here, we're going to try to, she probably saw that I had a Kestrel and didn't care. We're going to warp through a couple asteroid belts here, and hopefully I can find what I'm looking for. Just to give you an example, if we're able to blow them up, then I'll try to fly home, get that stuff back, and then I'll finish off the video. Let's see what happens here. Always keep an eye on your local. I always have my safe spot up here to get away, and my D-scan right here. I need to work on my overview a little bit. Ah, sweet. Okay, so this is questionable. I've got 2 destroyers, okay, and a battleship. So now I can actually outfit a frigate or destroyer to destroy battleships. There we go. Question is, am I strong enough to kill these terrorists? I think I might be. I'll go ahead and slow him down. I don't know if that helps me at all. Weathify him. Still nobody in system. See, the idea here is I'm going fast enough that this battleship with its big guns can't hit me. And I'm going to be able to take out his little guys that are around him, and then maybe we'll be able to clear some stuff out. Number 1 done. There we go. Number 2. This is perfect, perfect timing. Almost the most perfect thing that could happen is I do this, I show you what I'm doing, and on the way back I get blown up, because that way it'll show you how scary or how careful you need to be out here. But I'm able to get these guys. Cool. Then what I'll do is I will just stay in close and salvage these 2 wrecks. I'm still looking for that ward console. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and get that up and run it. Cool. So notice I've got this big bad battleship sitting right over here, and I'm not even worried about it because I'm too small. I'm like a fly. Conductive polymer, no good. Doesn't help me. But I did get 276 million ISK worth of stuff. Most of the stuff, you're going to laugh at this, a lot of the stuff that I get, I'm going to melt down to maybe build that exploration ship or that mining ship or something like that to help me while I'm out here. There we go. Looted. We're going to get in a few things that might be helpful. Are we going to get a ward console? We're not going to. I can almost guarantee. I've been waiting on this forever. Still nobody here. Ooh, that's something I need to do. Do I have... Did I get one? I got nothing. Okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to warp back through to one Tech Y. Oh, the new Super's actually hit me. I think he's got like a missile that he launches every so often. There we go. But as you can tell, I wasn't too worried. I wasn't even paying attention to him. Okay, I'm warping directly to the gate because I know nobody's in system. The question is, and I've already warped from 1 Tech Y, so the only, probably no bubbles have been put up since I've gone through this system. The only thing is if there's a flycatcher or something like that on the opposite end, as a way that I could be shot. Oh, cool. Nobody back in the system that I originally went to. PA29. We're going to go ahead and jump. I'm just jumping straight to it. I'm
Warp
just
drive active.
willy-nilly. Normally, you should just always jump to a safe spot and then jump in. But when you're flying with a 800 is 800,000 is thing, it's not a big deal. I just want to get docked up and be safe, or die and be safe anyway. So next video, I think I want to do a little bit of research on the side about Zarzak. Maybe bring that up. Maybe do some information about the Gristas area itself. And then, okay, we got 18 people. Anybody on gate? No. So we're going to warp to our safe spot. When you're out in an area like this, it's always good to slowly start switching up your save spots. You don't have to do it all the time, but never. If you're going to be spending a lot of time in a specific area, it's always good to move them around. Now, nobody here has been paying attention enough to me for me to actually worry about that. I've only been playing about half an hour to an hour each day. But if you're wanting to live out here, you definitely want to do something like that. Okay, now I'm going to warp to. Do I have anybody who is within 5 AU? So I've got a Helios. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to warp to my faraway warp spot. I think this one was it 350 kilometers off the station? I'm going to warp at 100 off of that so somebody doesn't get the exact spot. Okay, as I'm coming in closer, Helios isn't on here, so I'm feeling more and more comfortable that I'm safe to go ahead and dock up. Just always want to be careful. Somebody could throw a warp bubble on the actual station itself. We'll go ahead and get docked up here.
Warp drive active.
Cool. Good video. So in general, I'll pull it up here. I always forget that my fat head is down here. Any box that I have down here will be blocked. While I was flying out there, when I killed those 2 rats, I picked up a little bit of hybrid ammo. Doesn't help me with this ship. And then a little bit of salvage and a couple other things. Nothing special. It's at the beginning. But in general, I'm still out here looking for those ward consoles to salvage those. We'll see if I can find them. Then what I'll probably start doing is figuring out, let's see here, what kind of ships. Let's see here, shuttles, we got frigates. So we've only got, that's weird. So we've only got standard Minmatar and Amar ships. Oh, is this only in the station? Or is this the whole? It's on the system. Okay, so in the system, I've only got Amar and Minmatar ships. In the region, I do have other ships available. What I'm looking for is a Caldari. Nope, nothing. Looking for, there's an Imicus. That's a Galente. And then we got a probe. So the only, that's funny. So there are a few that are out here. The ultimate goal is to be able to get like a blueprint copy out here that I can make my own, because they're not hard to make. And then the core probe launchers, and then you can start finding wormholes to get in and out easier than doing that whole run that I did. Okay, so that's that. This is Happy Wednesday. Here's the crazy part. Final part of the video, I said I would talk about the World Series of Poker. Back end of March, I won I think I talked about this, but I'll try to be really brief about it. I won a entry. I won a tournament of 240 people in poker to get into the World Series of Poker. Main event. It's normally a $10,000 buy-in. I paid nothing to do this, and so it's a bucket list thing for me. Being a part-time fun poker player, a lot of people who play poker would always look to this, but I could never afford $10,000 to this. So I won that. They sent me a message. World Series of Poker Online sent me a message that, hey, congratulations, you won this. we'll be sending you an email with confirmation and tax implications and what you need to do going forward. And the World Series of Poker main event. The World Series of Poker started a month ago, but the main event starts on the 2nd, and there's 4 days of start days. So you can pick one of the 4. For a month, I didn't receive anything back from them. And I'm not going to get in my soapbox. I just want to give you guys an idea of my fear and worry here. I didn't hear back from them, and they said if you have any questions, please email us at this support email address. So I emailed them. Waited about 2 weeks and didn't receive a response. Talking to one of my best friends who also plays poker, he had won another tournament to go out to California. If you've watched some of my videos, you'll know that I went out with him with that. He ran into the same issue with the company, that he got no information hardly at all. It's very hard to find any type of contact phone number. And he just had to go with blind luck that they had said you'd won, and he knew the date of the tournament and to show up. So we went out to California, it's called Sitting on the Rail, where you're watching a buddy of yours playing a tournament. And they did have his name on a list there. No one would give him any information about this. And he looked it up on Reddit and a couple other things. And so he did get there. And he was able to get into the Tournament of Champions, and play in that. So, but there was this fear, you get out there and there's nothing there. So while I was out there, I emailed them again and I said, hey, I never got a response to this. Would you please let me know what's going on? It's about a month and a half away. I need to start scheduling hotel rooms and a flight, that sort of thing. And I did get a response. The response was very basic and cut and paste. I used to do customer service email, and it was cut and paste. Hey, we don't have any information specific yet. We will send you information again. Nothing in there. So, blind faith, 2 weeks later, I ended up going ahead and booking a flight, a one-way flight out there, and a hotel because I've been there before. I really don't have a whole lot of interest in going to Vegas at all. I've been there a decent amount. There's a lot of other places I want to go. I want to go to Norway. I want to go to Scotland. I want to go back to Iceland. I like cold places, not 105 degrees in July. But this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so I took it on blind faith that I'd go out there. At this point, I finally emailed them a third time, and then I went online and I found a phone number. It took me a while. Found a phone number, called their customer support. The woman on the customer support was able to verify that they had received my second email and that they had replied. She couldn't give me any other information. Very nice woman. Unfortunately, I've been on her side of where you don't have any information. She said that she would forward up that information to people that were in charge of these tournaments. And at the same time, I emailed a third time. Am I right with that? And I said to her, I said, when you forward this message up, could you please tell them 2 things? Number 1, I don't know anything about what's going on right now. Nobody's giving me any information, and I need to know this information so that I can plan my trip. Even though I'd kind of already gotten the flight, I could always cancel it. I was very frustrated with the lack of people contacting me back. Sorry for this long story. I'm almost done. So, and I also said, and please let them know at this point, if I do book these things, and they don't come through, I might have to figure out other legal ramifications because now they are affecting my life in general. Without contacting me, she said yes, and I thanked her profusely because I've been on her side of it. She's a frontline person. She's not even in the department they're doing it with. So then I did email them out, and they did reply to my third email. And in the email, I said the exact same thing that I said to the woman. I said, I'm very frustrated, blah, blah, blah. And the fellow said, in the email he sent back to me, he said, hey, we just want to thank you for confirming that you will be coming to the tournament. Um, just a heads up, when you choose one of your 4 days, you can't change that day. And that's all. And then he said, uh, if you have any other questions, please let me know. Didn't confirm that I had won, didn't tell me where I needed to go to do it, didn't do anything of those aspects. And so I took him up on his question of, if you have any other questions, please let me know. And I replied, and 3 days later, I got another response saying, I'm sorry, I don't have any of this information for you. I'm going to forward this forward to the people that would be able to get in contact with you. And I have not heard anything back from them at all. And I've read and talked to different people, and from what I understand, all of the same people in my similar situation have run into the same issues. It's been proven to me that if you show up to one of these events, they should have your name on it. I am going. If I'm going, my goal is to play on the second or the third day of the tournament. The start day, there's 4 start days and then 2 day twos, and then it all comes together. And that would be Thursday or Friday. I fly in on Tuesday. I'm going to go straight to their registration and make sure it's done. If it's not, I'm then going to have to work to try to figure out what is happening, and I will update you guys. This is the worst customer service maybe I've seen in a long time, and I've worked in the customer service field, trained in the customer service field forever. The people who contacted me were not bad people. The instructions that they are given by this company, and uh, their tournament handling has been atrocious. And so I'm gonna let you guys know that I'm not a negative person. I try to stay positive. Um, but I want to throw this out there, and this is where I'm very frustrated at this point. So, uh, if something pops up, if I'm doing well in the tournament, I'll let you guys know. There's only like a 10% chance that I'll make money in this tournament. Um, but uh, if I if something happens, I'll let you guys know. Um, sorry about the long. I hope that wasn't a rant, but that's what I got going on. Other than that, that's all I got. Zarzak next episode. Hopefully, unless something changes and I figure out something else I want to do. And then I should have an update after that. Other than that, hey, fly safe, fly dangerously, fly around like you want. I will talk to you guys soon. Have a great one. Bye bye.